Hola amigos, my name is Paul and today I will be sharing 5 things I've learned after living here in Mexico for over 8 years. Come along as we walk through the quiet town of Valle de Banderas, Nayarit, Mexico. Number 1. Don't be overly friendly. As a foreigner coming from the US or Canada, we often have insecurities when communicating with Mexicans. We don't speak the same language. We are worried that we won't be treated fairly when making a purchase or dealing with government officials. So what many of us do is show a big smile and act as friendly as possible to communicate to people that we are nice and we would like that nice treatment in return. The potential unintended consequence of this is that some people will see this insecurity as opportunity. I recommend giving your best poker face to government officials, including police, border agents, federales. I would also add aggressive beach vendors and just anyone who you really don't want to overly engage with. I show respect, but it's not always in my best interest to express kindness. Now on to number 2. Mexico moves faster than the rest of the world. I can see you shaking your head. But let me explain, and I'm certain that you will agree with me. You see, Albert Einstein's theory of relativity determined that time is relative, and that objects moving very fast experience time more slowly. Based on my observations, Mexico must be moving very fast, because when a Mexican person tells you mañana, meaning tomorrow, it often takes a week or even more. Everything seems to take longer, and people here experience time more slowly. So once you arrive in Mexico, have some patience because Mexico is moving so fast that everything else is going to happen much slower than what you are used to. Número 3. Mexico is a very organized country. Now you might be shaking your head again, but hear me out. Mexico is highly organized, but it is organized in a way that we don't understand and probably never will. If you've ever dealt with any government bureaucracy, then you've experienced this organization that seems to have many twists and turns that will leave you scratching your head. You may encounter this when you're looking to get your Mexican residency, changing the name on your CFE bill, or if you're looking to get your tax ID number so you can legally rent your home here in Mexico. There is a process that must be followed, and there is a method to the madness that I do not recommend trying to figure out. Instead, I recommend using a professional service for navigating these situations. A trusted service I can recommend to you is called Burmeister Consulting. Whether you are looking to attain your RFC, which is your tax ID, or maybe you're looking to set up a small or large business, they can even help you save thousands of dollars with your construction project. They know the ins and outs of the system that will accelerate the process and potentially save you thousands of dollars. They have offices throughout Mexico, so get in contact with my friend Gerald at Burmeister Consulting. Follow the link below and mention Moving to Mexico sent you and save 5% off their services. Number 4. Mexican isn't a race of people. I'll probably get some slack for this one, but hear me out. After living here in Mexico for many years, I've been able to travel to many different regions, and I've noticed that the people in these regions look very different from one another. For instance, the people in Chiapas, who are more indigenous, are much different than the people in Sonora, who are more European or Caucasian. But both are Mexican, because they were both born here in Mexico. There are Mexican people born with blonde hair and blue eyes, because their family tree includes French, German, or Irish ancestry, but they are just as Mexican as the brown hair and brown-eyed Mexicans. My children are Mexican because they were born in Mexico. I would have a hard time categorizing them by race, since they are a mix of ethnic backgrounds. But if I were forced to categorize them, I would put them under the category extremely cute. You're either Mexican or you're not, and how you look is irrelevant. In a related story, I remember a few years back, I was flying into Mexico from the United States. The flight attendant handed out the Mexican immigration form. The young lady sitting next to me seemed confused about the form. She then asked me what she should write under the field nationality. I asked her, "Were you born in the United States?" She replied, "Yes." So I said, "Your nationality is American, right? American or USA." I think that she was probably used to writing Mexican American or Hispanic when asked about her identity on forms from the United States. The reality is there's no such thing as Mexican American to immigration officials. Your nationality is based simply on which side of the border you were born on. And number 5, you don't have the right of way. The road etiquette here in Mexico is much different than what we experience in the US or Canada. Back north, the pedestrian pretty much always has the right of way. Here in Mexico, this is not the case. The car has the right of way. I often see visitors crossing busy streets without looking over their shoulder and forcing locals to stop for them. Don't do this. This is poor etiquette here in Mexico and can cause an accident. In Mexico, the car has the right of way, and if you step into traffic, do so at your own risk. Now, drivers will give you the go-ahead in certain situations, but never assume that you're safe when navigating roads on foot. Be extra careful when navigating roads, highways, or even parking lots. Wait for cars to pass or for them to give you the go-ahead. And a bonus number 6, I'm not leaving.
I'm not leaving!
With my family here, I'm fairly invested at this point, so I probably won't be moving back to the United States. Moving here was the best decision I ever made, besides asking Daniela to marry me. Although I do miss being with my friends and family back home, that is pretty much all I miss. Mexico is a very wealthy nation with all the modern conveniences that the US or Canada has. We all know that the dollar goes further here, but even beyond that, the food is amazing, the culture is beautiful, and there's a ton of places to discover throughout this amazing country. If you're interested in moving to Mexico, I recommend that you do your research, explore a few different cities and regions to see what suits you best. To help you on this journey, you can always pick up the Mexico Relocation Guide. Follow the link in the description below to pick up this super helpful guide. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please consider subscribing to the channel and share this video with a friend. De mi familia a la tuya, Dios te bendiga.